next guest has a knack for blending obscure, mind-blowing historical detail with edge-of-your-seat suspense. The Patriot Threat is his latest page-turning thriller that blends history, speculation, and fast-paced action. Steve Berry is an international and New York Times best-selling author and joins us here on CT Style. Steve, great to have you here.
Good to be here.
So what is The Patriot Threat all about? Give us an overview.
It's a thriller that deals with the 16th Amendment to the Constitution, which is the amendment that gives us the income tax. I came across something very interesting that happened in 1913 when the amendment was ratified. It may not have been ratified properly. In fact, the requisite amount of states may not have legally ratified it. This is something that was kind of swept under the rug back then. So I sort of resurrected it and have fashioned this modern day thriller out of it.
So the main character, Cotton, has been in several of your novels. Tell us about him.
He's a retired Justice Department agent, lives in Copenhagen, runs an old bookshop, and stays in trouble a lot all the time. He deals with interesting things from history, things lost, forgotten, things you may not know a lot about, but I hope you want to know more about. And then I weave a modern-day thriller around those. And he's dealt with all kinds of things: Library of Alexandria, Charlemagne, Napoleon's lost cachet, clauses in the Constitution, lots of different things. And this time, as I said, he deals with something very interesting with our income tax, which is going to be, which the bad guy in the book wants to use this as a weapon against us. I don't know if you realize this or not, but we get 90% of our tax revenues come from income tax.
Wow. Now, is he loosely based on anyone, would you say, Steve?
Well, not loosely. He's basically me.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, I just, when I created him, I just used me. It was easier to do that. I didn't know that he was going to actually get to stay around for all these books. You never really know that, but he did, and now he's been around 10 books, and so he has generally my personality. I don't shoot guns or jump out of planes like he does, but he does act and talk and think like me.
Would you say, Steve, you're a history buff? Because it seems like your stories kind of have a lot of, obviously, history in them.
Oh yes, no question. I love reading history. I particularly like, as I said, the obscure stuff, the stuff you may not know a lot about. These odd things like here, this anomaly that happened with the 16th Amendment. And we know it happened, by the way, because the Solicitor General's warning that he put in writing on this survived. So we actually have the warning that he gave to the Secretary of State, telling the Secretary of State to stop and slow down.
Now, how much of the book would you say is actually historical fact versus speculation?
I keep my books about 90% to history. I want to keep them as close as I can to it. I only trip it up about 10% because I am writing a novel and its job is to entertain you. So I keep it as tight as I can because I found that's what readers like. I put a writer's note in the back of the book, though, that tells you what's real and what's not, so you can sort that out when you're done.
Very good. And why do you think it's such a great summer read?
Because it's escape. That's what a thriller is. A thriller lets you to leave your troubles behind, forget about the world, forget about everything, and enjoy this thrill ride. And this book is perfect for that. It's a great adventure. It takes place in less than 24 hours, so it happens really, really fast. But you're going to learn some very interesting things from American history, things you really never knew before.
Great. What's next for you? Any other projects?
Yeah, the next Cotton Malone book is done. It will come out April 5 of next year. It's called The 14th Colony. Do you happen to know what the 14th colony was supposed to be by any chance?
I do not, Steve.
It was supposed to be Canada.
Oh.
We were supposed to have Canada. Canada is the only country in the world that America has invaded twice and was defeated twice on the battlefield. And this Cotton Malone gets caught up in a modern-day thriller from the Cold War that deals with the 14th colony.
Fascinating. We'll look for that one. And where can we find the book? Just about everywhere?
Books in everywhere in all formats, hardcover, audio, download, you name it. You can find them in every store. You can also find out more about me and the books at steveberry.org.
Very good. Well, Steve, thanks so much for being here. Best of luck with the book. And Ryan, we'll send things over to you in the kitchen.